Bobby, aka Ego is the Pistivist philosophy here. I previously talked about the Sith, Jedi, and Grey Jedi codes. This brings me to a topic I am particularly excited to discuss, and that is the Dark Jedi versus the Sith. I will, in this video, discuss the similarities and differences between Dark Jedi and Sith, and which, in my view, are the true masters of the dark side of the Force. Now, Dark Jedi and Sith obviously share many similarities. Both tend to use red lightsabers associated with the dark side of the Force, as these sabers symbolize aggression. Both tend to display the red-rimmed yellow eyes associated with those strong in the dark side of the Force. However, and many famous Siths, such as Darth Vader and Darth Tyrannus, were at one point of their life Dark Jedi, and other Siths, such as Darth Maul, became Dark Jedi after leaving the Sith Order. So there is some overlap. However, there are some key distinctions between the two. The main being that the Sith Order, like their Jedi counterparts, are an order, and they have a formal code. The Dark Jedi, unlike the Sith, their light side counterparts, and the Grey Jedi, have no formal code. However, some Dark Jedi do have personal codes. Another key distinction is that Dark Jedi do not have to adhere to the Sith's rule of two, which was established after the Sith Civil War of Eriadu. In the early years of the Old Republic. And the waning years of the old Sith Empire. Led by Emperor Darth Vitiate. Now, Dark Jedi also tend to be more decentralized, whereas the Sith are indeed in order, though after the aforementioned Civil War, they were in order, which could include only two members, a master to wield power and an apprentice to crave it. This was done also to also because this this the Sith at the time were losing more and more members, and by the end of that Civil War, there were only two Sith left, and 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 left. The rule of two was also as so the rule of two was established first out of necessity, and then out of convenience, because the because the Sith, when they had equal numbers to the Jedi, they almost always lost, and in addition, the rule of two made it far easier for the Sith to conceal themselves from the Jedi and the Old Republic. And of course, deception is the nature of the dark side. So, so the Sith revealed them. Now, as I said, the Dark Jedi was a category of dark side users who often, though not always, overlapped with Sith. Now, the difference between Dark Jedi and Sith is, for one, the Dark Jedi did not need to adhere to the rule of two. And for that reason, Dark Jedi often were were employed by Sith. For instance, Asajj Ventress, Sith's employment by Darth Tyrannus and his master Darth Sidious during the Clone Wars, as and also and Dark Jedi and Sith tended to be tend, tended to be often, though not always, light side Jedi who had fallen to the dark side through either some existential crisis, some emotionally traumatic event, or some other unforeseen circumstance. Or through or through manipulation by another dark side user. Often there was a combination of these things in play. But Dark Jedi do not follow the Sith code, and as such they may adhere to some of and as such they may still cling to some of their light side Jedi beliefs, such as Barrett Sophie as a dark Jedi, justifying her turn to the dark side because she believed that the Jedi Council had proven inconsistent on the Jedi Order's historical pacifism. Something which was technically true during the dark times of the Clone War era. Also, Dark Jedi and Sith share a symbiotic relationship. The modern Sith Order was founded by a small sect of Dark Jedi who founded the Sith Order when they discovered the Sith race on Korriban, massacred them, stole their symbols, commandeered their doctrines, and name for themselves. But over the millennia, the Sith and other Dark Jedi split, and the Sith developed, though, as I noted earlier in the video, there would continue to be overlap between the two until the ultimate end of the Sith Order. Indeed, Emperor Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious, was the first Sith in millennia who had never been first a Dark Jedi before becoming a Dark Lord of the Sith. So there was a very strong, though not unbreakable, connection between the two sects of dark side users. Another thing that distinguished Sith from Dark Jedi is that Sith, like their Jedi counterparts, shunned material possessions in favor of study of the dark side of the Force, whereas Dark Jedi did not necessarily shun material possessions. Dark Jedi, however, sometimes, like their light side counterparts, suppress their emotions, whilst Sith did not. So, um, so comment below, and based on the information I've given on the video, I've given in this video, please tell me which you consider the true masters of the dark side, Dark Jedi or Sith. This has been Bobby, aka Egoist, Epistovist Philosophy, Liberty, Equality, Fraternity, and watch out for the spooks. Goodbye.